We've heard what the experts think about the campaign last week and that Resolve poll for Channel 9, a 4-point drop for Labor on primary vote and a 1 percentage point increase for the government. What do real people make of it all? Let's talk to Erin Molan with Word on the Street. There are polls that we all obsess about in politics, and then there's people on the street living their busy lives, particularly in marginal seats. Family and making ends meet. Has it cut through with them, Erin? What can you tell us?
Yeah, it's a great question, Peter, and it's just unbelievable, isn't it, watching your show and watching the campaign over the past week or so. You'd think after the magnitude of the gaffe on day one that steps would have been taken to ensure that Anthony Albanese was across the depth and breadth of detail required, but we know that that can't happen in a day or two. What's he been doing for 3 years seems to be the question that a lot of people have been asking me today. 3 years he's been gunning for the top job. I know that he's across the detail of Scott Morrison's trip to Hawaii. I know that he's across the detail of Scott Morrison consulting his wife on women's issues, but the stuff of substance that really matters, he clearly has not done the work. This is a segment about everyday people. I was thinking about rugby league. It's a working class sport. You look at the reserve grade player who's desperate to have that starting position, that first grade jersey. Does he spend his time at the selector's office pointing out the flaws in the superstar who gets that jersey, or telling the selectors that he saw him eat a meat pie or that he napped during a gym session? No, he spends his days training harder, running faster, lifting heavier weights, so that if he gets an opposition at that top spot, i.e. the top job, he is ready to go. Anthony Albanese clearly has not done the work and he's disappointed a lot of people. Whether or not people on the street are absolutely listening and paying a lot of attention, take a listen. It's a little bit mixed.
5 weeks is a long time. You can do a lot in 5 weeks.
No idea.
He couldn't remember a number, which, as Adam Bance said, you can look it up on Google.
Yeah.
I don't think everything's just about personalities and people. You know, if we just look at someone's personality, then, you know, that's not what politics is about.
Well, I don't trust him. My vote was already made up before he spoke.
I don't really know much about him.
Oh, I don't really know.
No, I haven't paid that much attention to it, no.
A little bit of a mix, and we spoke about this last week, Peter, about whether or not everyday Aussies really follow it with the same passion that perhaps we do in the media, but very interesting.
Look, it's interesting to me, and it tells me, though, if he hasn't cut through, and you're right to point out he's been there for 3 years, the government's been the one on the ropes, the Prime Minister in particular, and accusations about his character. It says to me if he hasn't cut through or hasn't even started to cut through, never mind picking up the mistakes of last week, they'll stay with the devil they know as opposed to the unknown, I suspect. But, you know, plenty of time to go. We'll see what happens. Erin, thanks for your time.